The business problem that AirWear looks to address is for four potential users, and we categorize them as business users, recreational users, ESG users, and investor users. All these users have their own intentions as to why they would like to use AirWear. For business users, cost of marketing for social influencers is increasing over time as the market becomes more competitive and saturated. This requires larger investment into personal brand and image. That's the problem posed for a business user. For recreational users, cost of high-end apparel for single-use events such as weddings is starting to become out of reach for most users. For ESG users, many believe in more sustainable consumption of clothing, such as removing the single-use clothing. And for investor users, many look to make passive income off their property, which clothing can be an example of. With the problems identified for our subcategory of users, AirWear presents solutions for each category. For business users, we allow them to curate the optimal image for their business. This is created through large variety of choice plus low cost, which is ideal for a competitive environment. For recreational users, we allow them to wear high-end clothing at a fraction of the price. They get the exact attire they need at the fraction of the price. For example, they'd like to get a new suit for a wedding. Instead of spending upwards of $1,000 on the suit, they can spend under $50 and get the same quality for their use case. For ESG users, we allow environmental conscious utilization of the clothing while maintaining the same quality of life. We reduce our carbon footprint and reduce the waste produced. They get to maintain the same quality of life while also living a more environmentally friendly lifestyle. For investor users, we provide passive income capabilities to the clothing owners. This allows them to generate passive income plus owning the best clothing possible.
Fine, I have your package from AirWear.
Thank you. I'll take good care of it.
Okay, thank you.
Here we have a use case demo of how much an investor user can potentially generate in passive income off their ideal clothing. For example, let's say our investor user attains a $500 jacket. And in our example, this user can rent out the jacket 5 times in 6 months. On average, each one of these rentals will be for over 2 days at $25 a day. This results in $250 of income in 6 months for that particular 1 unit jacket that costs $500. This means that within 1 year, the investor has covered their initial capital investment fully and will begin to produce 100% profits in the upcoming months. And this is off only one jacket. You could imagine that this can be scaled up dramatically. To give some perspective on the market opportunity that AirWear looks to capture, the global fashion industry is expected to grow to $2.2 trillion USD by 2025. The secondhand clothing industry in the US alone is looking to grow to $80 billion in the US by 2025. Now, with these numbers, you could imagine that if we're able to attain, let's say, 0.5% market share, we can have a large amount of revenue there. For context, Gap, which is not known to be a number one clothing provider, generates $15 billion USD a year in revenue alone.
For our market validation, we decided to take a more detailed look at our two biggest competitor companies, which are The RealReal and Poshmark. The RealReal is a business which buys and sells bags, jewelry, and clothing from designers like Chanel, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Prada. As we can see, they reached a $468 million total revenue in 2021 and had 797,000 active users in the same year. The number of orders within the last year also reached 861,000. The RealReal is the leader in luxury resale. On the other side, we can see the insides of the Poshmark, which is a social commerce marketplace where users can buy and sell new or used clothing, shoes, and accessories. The reported total revenue in 2021 Q2 was $81.8 million, and the number of active buyers was 7 million users. Lastly, the number of orders reached 10 million. In this slide, we can see some of our other competitors. Plato's Closets is a company which buys and sells second-hand clothing in-store setting, which put the company to an affordable but offline zone. On the left bottom, we can see the Nordstrom, which sells luxury brands, but they also only make sales in stores, and it is very expensive to shop there. As I mentioned before, the Real Real sells good second-hand luxury items, and they have both online and offline settings. However, the high brand items are very pricey. Poshmark is a great online platform to sell and buy second-hand clothing, but it doesn't necessarily have to be luxury brands, and the items are not as affordable. At the last, AirWear is the most affordable online platform, and I will explain why in the next slide. Now, I will show you in the Now, I will show you in detail why does AirWear has a competitive advantage. Now, I will show you in detail why does AirWear has a competitive advantage. First of all, unlike all of our competitors, we do not just sell second-hand clothing, but we give our users an option to rent the luxury items for certain time periods, which is a first on the market. Secondly, since it is renting instead of purchasing for a period of time, it is way more affordable than any other brand. It is also eco-friendly since instead of buying a clothing item for an event and only wearing it once, a user can rent it out for a short period of time or let someone else use it and make money out of it. Our team is building a user-friendly mobile and web application which will make our platform easy to use. Last but not least, AirWear will have a high variety of luxury clothing, bags, accessories, and jewelry options to pick from.
Our business model for the AirWear platform will consist of both service fee and a marketing/promotion fee. So service fee will be our main revenue driving source, and the way that will work is we will charge a 13% commission on each transaction to the seller. So looking for 12 months financing to reach 80,000 transactions on AirWear. So for instance, if we have 8 million sales with AirWear with an average fee of $15, we can expect a revenue of $12 million by 2024. Another way of revenue for the AirWear platform will be through promotions/marketing fees. So firstly, AirWear will let sellers promote their items for a fee such that their items are shown first on the explore page. So for instance, out of our 8 million sales, if we get 500,000 promotions with an average promotion fee of $25, we can expect another revenue of 1.25 million. And another way that we can also generate revenue will be through brand deals/slash marketing deals with other big brands. And that is something we will launch later on in our application as we partner with it.
So for our business canvas, these are some of our key partners. We're primarily looking at clothing providers, and we're also looking at social media, fashion influencers, as well as high-end clothing brands. Our business model canvas also highlights our key activities, our value propositions, our customer segments, our cost structure, and many other things, including our revenue streams. And primarily, our revenue will be from a service fee per transaction. This will be from the clothing owner as well as from the renter in the form of a commission charge. And that's our business canvas. So this is our marketing and sales plan. We'll be conducting our market study through our initial customers as well as social media influencers. We'll also be connecting with these social media influencers as well, and we'll be designing marketing campaigns as well as social media marketing and event marketing. In order to engage our customers, we'll be sending them newsletters and offering special deals. We'll also monitor our performance through feedback and surveys, and we'll also create loyalty programs, and we'll offer specials for. And this is our management team: Hamza, Def, Josh, myself, and Mayar.
Just like any other business, our business also comes with a few risks, but we have already defined a strategic strategy to mitigate those risks. So some of our main risks are app bugs, which we mitigate through testing, server issues, which we are going to mitigate through using reliable AWS servers, customers returning damaged items, for which we will be charging a refundable fee once the item is returned undamaged. Competition, to our knowledge, we don't really have any direct competition. Budget slash financial, for which we will be raising funds through investors. The AirWear platform is a great opportunity for investors as they can expect their initial investments to increase by 5 to 6 times in a couple of years. So, for instance, our current evaluation is at $1 million with an average unit price of $8, but we expect it to increase to $50 per unit with an evaluation of 6.25 million in 2 years. And we expect this to continue growing at the same speed and increase to $100 per unit in 4 years. And this is based on how much revenue that we are currently generating and we will be generating in 4 years. And this is standard with what other companies generating similar revenue are worth.